mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, you love me and I love you. Putting on for my people, the local heroes, building community. Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? 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 Hear me now.
We all have a story that lies just beneath the surface, waiting to be seen. At the House of eMagi, fashion becomes your mirror, reflecting the strength, grace, and beauty within. Let every stitch unveil who you truly are, because real style isn't worn, it's discovered.
You know, Coco Chanel once said, fashion is not something that exists in dresses only. Fashion is in the sky, in the streets. Fashion has to do with all ideas, the way we live, what's happening. Good evening and welcome to yet another GoneMad Presents. Can you hear me now? I'm your host, Lady Madelyn Patterson, and I am so honored every week to be joined by my beautiful co-host, Miss Vicki Lynn Merriwether. How you doing? Having a great time. You know, what's brought us together is something ordinary, something extraordinary, designed from a dream.
Yeah, man.
Isn't that something designed from a dream? What happens when your dream becomes a calling, when fabric becomes a voice, when style transforms identity? Vicki, we got something truly special here today.
I see.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we're sitting down with Austin-based fashion designer Cleva Kah, the founder of the House of eMagi, whose journey began with the dream of a woman he had never met. And that dream became his life's work, using fashion as a cultural language, a tool for confidence, and a form of storytelling that amplifies the voices of those who have been unheard. So tonight we're not just talking about fashion. We're talking about heritage, healing, and the power of designing your own reality. Now, Vicki, you ready to get in this conversation?
Yes, I am.
Because we got the man here.
I see.
Welcome. How you doing today?
I am doing awesome. I'm on the right side of the grass.
Amen. Amen.
All right, yeah.
Amen.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we saw the introduction of the House of eMagi, but who was Cleva Kah before the House of eMagi?
Cleva Kah was somebody who had identity issues. You know, I grew up real tall, skinny, lanky, got picked on a lot because we didn't have a lot of money. I used to wear high waters all the time, that type of stuff, you know. And so growing up, you know, I was always really insecure about the way I looked, you know. And a lot of times you don't hear guys talk about that. It's always something females talk about it, but we have that too, you know, if we don't fit the standards of you got to be this type of fit or this type of whatever, it can kind of wear on you. And it started to transform a little bit when I turned 16. And I found my voice through fashion, through clothes. I finally convinced my mom to let me go and pick out my own stuff. I was like, I can go to the thrift store. We ain't got to spend a lot of money. Just let me go do it. And I was able to put colors and fabrics and stuff that to complement me. So I used to hear all the time from people, wow, that look dope. Like, I couldn't pull that off, but it looks really good on you. And not knowing it at that time, but that ended up becoming my brand's whole theme and mantra once I started. Fashion is about individualism. You know, it's where you can express the true you. You know, never should have to fit fashion. Fashion is supposed to fit the individual. And that's what my brand and everything is about.
So what would, and that started at 16. Did you have that epiphany at 16 or did you go into that?
I grew into that. See, even then, I was not a fashionista. I was in ROTC. I was going to go to the military. I wanted to be the first Barack Obama.
What you say?
All that good stuff. And so when I got to college, I was a political science major.
Wow. Poli-sci.
Poli-sci.
From poli-sci to fashion.
Yeah. I went to North Carolina State University. which is a liberal arts school, not even a fashion school. And you alluded to the dream. So one night I did have a dream, and when I dream in color. Like every night, my dreams are like movies. I don't like waking up sometimes, you know? But when I woke up, it was like I was so smitten by her. I felt like I knew her. So I drew everything I could remember about her. And I walked around campus. I was asking, have you seen this girl? And everybody was like, no. What are you, a designer or something? That dress is nice. I was getting irritated at first. I was like, no, focus. Have you?
I'm asking this
Have you
question.
seen her? After about the fourth or fifth person that kind of said the same thing, I was like, wait a minute. I looked up. I was like, are you telling me something? And I took it as an epiphany. And so I went back to the room and I started just sketching out a whole lot of ideas that never sketched before. And I was like, oh, wow, maybe I got something. And so I changed my major from poli-sci to family and consumer science because that was the closest thing that we can get to fashion. Wow. And yeah, that was back in 2003.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Now, when you changed your major, how did your family deal with that?
So I was the first one to go to college
Okay.
of my immediate family. And so just getting there alone was an accomplishment. However, I've always been really independent when it comes to my schooling. Even in high school, I picked up my own classes. Like, my mom didn't necessarily have to come with me. And so it was like easy because I was like, oh, well, you got it. You've always, walked your own beat, walked your own way. So we believe in you. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's great. And I like how you said the fashion shouldn't fit the individual. And it's really the individual, and it gives an opportunity for that individual to showcase what's inside
Precisely.
on the outside.
You can
Precisely.
almost find, for me, it was finding my voice, and then finding my voice, and then finding what fit me.
Yes.
Because most people do look outside and say, I want to look like this, I want to look like this. And mine was a little different. Growing up where I grew up,
Yeah.
I thought about it coming over, and I was thinking, I don't care what you put on. People are going to have something to say, good, bad, indifferent. So just be who you are.
Yeah.
Let your voice speak.
And coming up in the 90s,
Yes.
basically,
Yeah.
the only people who were showing that body positivity and it's like you don't have to be the little stick girl on the runway was Ebony Fashion Fair back
Yes.
then.
Yes.
And so I saw colors, I saw body types. I saw my sisters and my mom and because they're not skinny, but I knew from my own story that once you got something on that you feel good about, if you think you look good, can't nobody mess up your day.
Absolutely not. Like you walk around like a proud peacock.
Precisely. And that's what I want people to feel every time they wear a piece. Do I expect someone to want to go through my collection and buy every single piece? No. But you might like this dress.
Right.
And when
something
you wear
might
that dress,
speak to you.
Precisely.
And when you put it on, you're owning it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Owning it. I mean, and we're going to get into some of these looks today with a little bit more conversation because you just really intrigued me. Talk about what is like your day like in Cleva Kah's day, the designer day. What is your day like?
So thankfully, moving here, my partner has allowed me to stay home and live out your dream. So we converted one of the rooms to my studio, and I basically can wake up in the morning. I might brush my teeth, or may not, and go into the studio. Go straight into the studio.
I do
and
understand.
have fun, in the studio. But it's just that freedom to know this is not just my brand, but this is also my responsibility. I don't have that safety net, so I have to be productive. But again, it's like you're towing a line because I don't want to get too. I don't want to be driven by the money aspect of it because there's a power in being a fashion designer. I can help you feel better about you with my gift, and so I want to keep that in mind. So when I go into the studio every day, that's what I'm going to do.
I love that, and I'm going to jump into this conversation because it seems natural. You're about to host a survivor ball.
Yes.
And when you were just speaking about that, what came to my mind was imagining an outfit that you're walking in a survivor ball with the power that you possess.
Yes.
You know, and so talk to me a little bit about what this survivor ball is and what you're trying to create.
So there's an organization here called Integral Care. And every year they have a conference, the Central Texas African American Family Support Conference. The purpose is to bring the community together, have important conversations, dialogues about mental health, you know, whole health, the family aspect, and how we as a community can heal with each other. And so when I was talking to Dr. Banks, I was like, you know, maybe we could do something a little different that have at least a segment that's not a TED Talk style segment. Some of us receive messages not by hearing, but by seeing or by feeling. So the Survivors Ball was brought about to have everyday individuals that self-identify as a survivor. And you define what you're surviving from. I don't want to put those limits on what a survivor is. And so they are able to use their gifts and their talents to share with the community so the community can heal with them through their survivor story. For example, our models are all gonna either be survivors themselves or allies of survivors. When they walk the runway, they're gonna be walking to their voice recording of their survivor story. So basically it's symbolizing them walking through their issue, their cause. We have performance artists from spoken word, singers, interpretive dance. All of their pieces is going to incorporate bits of their survivor journey so that people can know, you know what, I'm going through something like that too. That's how she's doing it. That's how she was able to get through this, and maybe it can help me.
Yes, you know, there is healing in community.
Yes.
And many times, especially in our community, we might want to isolate and not tell anybody and not share. But creating that space in that arena gives way to, I'm not alone. I might see or hear something and receive that. Vicki's, you've spoken and been a part of that Central Texas event.
For years.
For years.
I've attended several years. I also went to when it was going on, the Ebony Fashion Show. My mother used to take me, craziness of it. But, you know, healing does happen in various ways. And one of the things you said, I believe, was that healing journeys toward something.
Yes.
And I really love that you said it's not about, even though we all know that we need to make money,
Right.
but that's not what drives you.
Right.
It's the gift, the purpose behind all of it. Because a lot of people don't see that, especially when it comes to fashion. How I present myself also be incorporated into how I heal? And that's huge.
Yes.
You know, because I mean, even with when I was younger, when you sent me that picture yesterday, I was like, oh my God. I was twice the size I am right now. And when I looked at it, my daughter used to Mama, you have to do better, because I would walk out of the house in sweats and be good. And then something flipped. You know, it's this thing where you have to start being the example of who you are and what you want to present to the community as, or your family, as a whole person, a healing person.
Yes.
And so that flipped it. But now I'm going to still dress the way I dress. I'm comfortable. I like to be comfortable. I'm going to tell you I like to be comfortable. But it all comes from that. So I like that you hear that. And I'm glad that they have you coming to the event. Because culturally, that's what we did. You know, especially back in the day, way back in the day. People, you know, they'd be in the fields or they'd be doing whatever they do to get through the day financially or whatever. And on Sunday, what do? They put on their Sunday go meeting. Sunday go to meeting clothes.
Yes.
You know, that's when they dressed. But because they didn't have the funding a lot of times, they created what they wanted to wear. But they were going to dress up.
Yeah, I love it. Now, you brought some dolls here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have Jovette take a quick look at the dolls. And these are 4 original outfits that you have curated.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about we're going to get some live models walking through and showing these pieces. But talk to me just a little bit about why did you create these miniature dolls perspective?
To open up fashion in a different way as well. You know, how can you identify yourself in the fashion? You know, I'm the only male in my family. My little sister loved her dolls and everything, but it wasn't until Shiny Doll came out that there was actually a doll that kind of looked like her. And then it only lasted for a little while.
Right.
You know, so I wanted to have something where you may not be able to buy this dress, but you want a little piece of eMagi, so you can get a collectible. You know, and you can have that same replica, because these are all one-of-ones, just like the pieces are one-of-ones. You know, so it's just introducing the brand into homes in out-of-box, you know, ways sometimes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You clever. It's clever. It's clever. Love this. And so let's bring up one of your outfits if you'd like. Which one to start with?
So we'll have Precious come up.
Okay, Miss Precious. Oh, talk about that one.
So this dress here is sequence. The entire dress is sequence.
Oh.
It's actually sheer as well. I have a lining in it, but it's sheer. This is one of those that I wanted for that woman to feel like, I want to be sexy, but I don't want to show.
Okay.
You know, so I want to be sophisticated, and this is kind of what this dress kind of embodies.
I
like
love
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty.
Beautiful. Precious is precious, isn't she? Love that, baby girl. Thank you.
Thank you, Precious.
Oh,
And next I can have Theta come up.
Theta. Okay, Miss Theta. Oh, that's pants?
Oh, this is a jumpsuit. This is a wrap jumpsuit.
That's up your alley. That's gorgeous.
It's up my alley.
I'm about innovation. You know,
Yes.
it's so many, you know, a lot of times fashion designers present things that you've seen before. Maybe they spin on it, but you've seen it before.
Yes.
I wanted to have something that was comfortable, something that you can dress up or dress down.
Yes.
If you want to be more sexy, you can open up the neckline. If you want to be more reserved, you can close it up a little bit. You know, there's many ways to kind of wear this piece. This is also one of those delicate fabrics. There's this is rhinestone, but it's embedded rhinestone as well.
I've never seen anything like this.
No,
and it's
it's
just,
beautiful.
she's not just only beautiful,
Thank you.
but that outfit, like
Thank you.
that's serving right there. Isn't it?
It is.
I'm like, okay, honey, where can I go? Where can I go?
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Theta.
so much.
And if I have Annie come up.
Yes, come on, Miss Annie. Now, when I saw this one, I said, yep, my closet.
This is one of the newer pieces. I wanted something that was fun and flirty and also retro with the tulle at the bottom. This is a triple layer dress. It's a tube dress that is lace, like a stretch lace that it's made of. Yes, ma'am. Stretch lace. So it's very comfortable. The underlayer has a protective barrier around the midsection area. So
Yes.
precisely. Precisely.
I'll
Yes,
take
ma'am.
it. Yes.
Again, comfort. You said you like being comfortable. I want people wearing my pieces to always feel comfortable in their piece. Yeah.
And you can take the jacket off and just, yeah, see,
That's you.
honey. I'm loving the whole look. Like, and that just, it gives me retro but new. Like it's this, a nod to the past. But
Thank you. Thank you.
Little
You
Dorothy
get where I was
Dandridge.
going.
Yes.
You get where I was
It is
going.
beautiful.
Thank
love
you.
it. Beautiful. Thank you. And you
It's
look
like that
good.
lace.
And we're
I
now-
like that lace, yes.
The last one we'll bring up is Tam.
Okay, Miss Tam. Okay.
So
Okay, Tam.
Tam
Yes,
is
ma'am.
this is probably one of my most popular pieces. Most people love it. I wanted something extremely elegant, but I've also thought about, you know, when you got on a nice dress like this, you go to a gala or something, you don't want to wear a coat. So that's why we have the built-in shawl. So therefore, if you want to kind of wrap up a little bit in it, you can without losing your look. Get a nice, comfortable, rib knit dress here. It does have a inner lining, again, that kind of supports you, keeps you on the inside. Right.
Cleva.
Thank you.
Oh, that is
Isn't that beautiful?
Thank you, Tam.
I couldn't get away with it, but it's beautiful.
And that's what I mentioned earlier. You know, when we're in school, they tell us that you have to have a collection that's completely cohesive. That doesn't make sense to me. When I look at my closet, everything looks different. I don't want every piece to look the exact same, you know? So that's why I brought 4 different pieces that fit 4 different women, but it can also fit the same one woman, depending on what she want to feel that day.
You know, when you said that, having the same look, it hit me when you brought varying looks. For one, you're right. For the one woman who may have, I want to be this way today or tomorrow, but then you can speak to several different women and the different tastes. And I love that they're all different, but they're all unique. And it's like I see you coming through those outfits. It's uncanny.
Thank you.
It's yes.
Thank you.
So where does the inspiration come from? You know, when you sit down, where does it come from when you start designing and putting pen to paper?
Everyone that I've been in contact with. You know, when I'm out and about, it's funny. It used to be difficult for me to hold down a relationship. People thought I was always looking for people. No, I'm just looking at body types. I'm looking at, you know, personalities. I'm looking at, you know, what somebody's heritage is. I think about all of that when I'm designing. You know, I take, I don't use regular patterns like everyone else. I'm a math guy. So I get a lot of measurements. I draft out my measurements based on real people bodies. So my inspiration comes from people I've worked with before, family, just trying to really resonate with the everyday person, because I want my fashion not to be for one specific type of person. If you identify with it, I want it to be for you.
Love that. So do you ever get stuck? And if you ever get stuck in your creativity, what do you do to bring yourself back out or work yourself through that?
I sure do. We all do, though. You know, at some point, you start on something and you lose a little motivation for it. I put it aside. I go work on something else. There's the last dress that I had, Tim, where that was 18 years in the making. 18 years in the making. I started
18 years in the making. Tam, come back out, baby.
Not this dress that she has on
now.
that
one. Okay, I was gonna say come back out.
I used her for another thing, and the dress that she had on, it was it's like a crushed velvet dress. We call it the Wonder Dress because you can be a size 2 or a size 14, and you can still wear the dress.
I want that Wonder Dress.
But when I first started it, like, I had the bottom, I knew exactly how I wanted it. The top, it just wasn't working for me. And rather than trying to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and messing up something, I was like, you know what? Let me come back to it when I feel it. And so I have, you know, I still got stuff in the studio that, I started on about 3-4 years ago, and it's like the sleeve and part of the collar, and I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with the rest of it, you know?
Wow.
But those turn out to be some of my best pieces, though.
It's all the thought and the emotion and the intention behind it. You're not just, let me just put this here. It's like there's a real process, a thought that you put into it.
Yeah, and again, I come very unorthodox style. I am not, when I say I'm not the typical fashion designer, I couldn't tell you who designs what and who the model, that's not my lane. I can tell you everything about football, but I'm probably gonna be making a dress while I'm watching a football game, okay?
Like, who's your team?
Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Baltimore Ravens.
My son-in-law is a Baltimore Ravens fan.
I like the Ravens too.
Yeah, I love the Ravens.
So everything goes.
Be more, yes.
But again, my process is completely different. I approach fashion differently because I don't resonate with what they taught us. You know, it's like, this is a gift that was given to me. I didn't even know I had it.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to organically use my gift to create things rather than having to follow a certain.
So if I ask, 'cause I can kind of hear it, but you know, it's the intentionality. What would you say the intention is behind what you do?
Helping others to really love themselves a little bit more, you know, again, because that's my story. You know, there was a time where I did not love myself because I didn't like how I looked, or I didn't like how I had to present myself to the outside world. And so with eMagi, if I can just help that one person feel better, I've done my job. The very first fashion show I ever had was on campus of North Carolina Central University. It was a design competition. Everyone in the department had to contribute something. So I was new to the department. I was there like maybe 4 months in, because I told you I had to transfer over. So I signed up to do 16 pieces. I had not touched the sewing machine yet, okay? Just ambitious, right? But I was like, no, I'm gonna show that you can have it all. So I had, my youngest model was 6, my oldest was like 35, my smallest was a size 0, my largest was an 18, my tallest guy was like 6'6", and I had a guy that was 5'4", I believe. Just so we can show, everybody has a place in fashion. So after the show, I went backstage, and the young lady, she was size 16. And she kind of like Jill Scott a little bit. I used to call her Jill Scott all the time. But I saw her in the corner crying. Tears going, bawling, snot, bubbles, everything. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, did something happen? And she's like, you made me look curvy. I don't look fat. People always pick on me for looking fat, and I can never find anything, but you made me look curvy. And it was then I was like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do. This is exactly what I'm meant to do.
Wow, I just got my eyes just watered just a little bit, because what you continue to do is present a mirror, but the mirror is not what we've been taught. You're presenting this authentic, it's almost like a God mirror that's saying, hey, that you that's inside of you, I'm going to bring that out. All the stuff that's been around, all that other stuff, all the noise has shut you off, but I see something in you. I'm going to hold this mirror up. I'm going to let you see. Yes. You know, it's like a spiritual eye. I got kind of just...
And it's funny you say mirror. That's the commercial you showed in the beginning. You know, that's our first commercial we did for
the mirror.
eMagi.
The mirror, see.
And it's about the mirror.
About the mirror.
Yes.
Where did eMagi come from, like the name eMagi?
So eMagi is actually the word image. I turned it around and I switched the M and the G. And you get eMagi. And I wanted that so that, again, I could stay grounded in what eMagi is supposed to be about. That fashion is about individualism, about that person. And if I lose that, then I'm just going to be an everyday designer doing that everyday Ricky Dink show. And, you know, but fashion, when it has purpose, can be much more. And
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So you talk about your own personal healing journey. How has being a designer helped you to heal?
I was telling you a little earlier, like, I recently started gaining weight a couple years ago. And although I yearned for it for so many years, sometimes I look at myself, I'm like, ooh, am I getting a little bit too big? And then I'll put something on, and I'm like, no, okay, you look good in this. Just don't wear that, but you look good in this over here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a constant journey when it comes to that healing process. I don't feel like you're ever really completely healed from something. You know, it's just different layers, you know, and when you get to a certain part of your healing where you feel good about it, then it doesn't bother you as much. You know, that's the point where you can now start sharing your story with others so that you can continue to heal together. You know, it's almost kind of like if you're teaching someone a craft that you know, you fine-tune things that you forgot that you knew because you're teaching someone else. It's, you're constantly going through that journey.
It is a journey. Most people think, oh, I'm good right now.
Right.
And then something else pops up
Right.
and something triggers something from yesterday.
Yes.
And it may or may not, but we're going to always be going through.
Right.
It's the learning part of how I get through pieces, you know, how do I get through this particular thing?
Yeah.
That's me learning from how I got through the last thing, or listening to other stories like Madelyn's, you know, how it helps me recognize that I can get through the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a journey, and some people think, oh, I'm healed. Yeah, no.
Yeah. A lot of people think it's a destination.
Yeah.
And once I finish counseling, then everything's good. But no. As long as there's breath in your body,
You will begin to
you're going to
heal.
continue the healing process. Something new may come in.
Exactly.
You know, but I love.
I do too.
I knew when I saw this man, there was something special, and I think I saw you a couple of times. What's it? Awesome Fashion Week, maybe 12.
The first time we met was at We Are Austin. You were there with Cranky Granny.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's right, and you were coming in.
Yeah, so we had a show. When I first moved here, I was like, you know what? I got to do something big to let people know who eMagi is. So that first year, we did the Dress for Inner Success fashion show. It was a 2-day event. One day was a fashion show competition. The next day was a mental health education symposium. It's where we took all the entertainment from the night before, and then we had real conversations about how that translates to your healing, you know, your mental health, your...
Now, you know you just picked up a follower just that quick. Yeah, most definitely.
Thank you. And so that's where we first met. 'Cause
Yeah.
I actually had Theta with me that day because Theta is she's an image consultant with Style Shift. And her main focus is helping people find their confidence, their voice, you know, taking that runway walk into the boardroom, into the church, into your house, but you still have that same essence of that confidence that you are.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the show. You know, we didn't look for just established models. Usually, I don't think I ever look for just established models. I want everyday people. And Theta's so bad that you wouldn't know them people want everyday models. She can get them in the shape, you know?
She really did. And I was ear hustling because she was talking to one of the models. I was like, oh, okay, I could do that too. Like, she just had this presence about her. Yeah, she's a bad girl.
Yeah,
She's a bad girl.
I mean, honestly, I try to surround myself with like-minded people that have the same potluck mentality that I do. That if I bring something to the table, you bring something to the table, you bring something to the table.
Potluck mentality.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a
I
good
like
word,
that.
yeah.
Potluck mentality.
Then we can all benefit greater than if it was just me.
Yeah.
You know? And so I surround myself with people like Annie. Annie has Beauty Over Bruises. So with the survivors cause that I have, I wanted to partner with somebody. This is her journey. This is her calling, you know, and let her be a blessing to me and to my company as well.
Annie's bad too, you know.
Yeah.
Got my head. Thank you, Annie.
Tam is a quadruple threat.
Oh, wow.
Is this woman, she's an actress, she's a singer, she's a model, a poet. Survivor's Ball, she's actually going to be one of our participants, and she's filling almost every single category.
Wow.
So these are the type of people I want around me. And then Precious, I mean, I've never seen nobody with the posing, the walk to bring that garment to life. You know, a lot of times models, they get it twisted. They think, oh, it's all about me. No, it's about the
you're wearing,
piece.
yeah.
And when you can sell that piece just by the grace that you're walking with, I was like, yeah, come on, Precious, you got to be here today.
I love that. I love that. You've had some trips to Toronto. Where?
Montreal,
and Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, and then we're going to Atlanta on the 28th.
Wow. So we're going to show a few of the clips from your past shows. Kind of talk us through the experience, like being in Toronto and Philly and those areas. Because I remember the Austin Fashion Show, and that was just a beautiful kind of experience to see the models out there, and then being behind scenes, it was like chaos.
Right.
But then when they came out on the stage,
Together.
Grace.
Yes.
Grace. So how was it back in Philadelphia?
Awesome. So this series of show, this tour here, is part of the Golden Runway tour. There's a designer in Philadelphia. His name is Prince Royale. His line is called Royal Print. And so his goal is to have this fashion tour to introduce designers, introduce models to the world. And so with this Philly show, this is actually my first time showing in Philly. Each one of these spots is my first time showing in that area. Really? And to get the response and the feedback from so many different types of people, it was wonderful, to have someone in Montreal be like, oh my God, I love that dress. And it's the same dress that you just said that you love.
Oh, really?
So
yes,
it's like,
yes.
it kind of helps to my confidence level. When you're creative, sometimes you can be doing stuff for years. Sometimes you still feel like, well, maybe I'm not all that good,
Yes. And that self-talk is inside of you sometimes.
So it just feels good to know.
Those are beautiful.
They are.
There's that dress.
There it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
That dress. I see that. Oh, that's beautiful.
There's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the Philly one here.
And that's what she was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Andy was wearing. Oh, beautiful. Love
And then here comes Miss Precious right here.
All right, Precious, you better walk. Up. I see what you mean.
You know what I mean, right? Thank you.
Love. Oh, yes, that really is just elegant.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, dude, you just,
Thank you.
you are really talented.
Thank you.
And it's, I'm not surprised. Let me just, okay.
Thank you.
So we talked a little bit about the process and everything. What about the business side of, being a fashion designer, creator? How do you continue to build that brand with, we got things ups and downs and all the different things. How do you still stay on that path?
Perseverance. And then I finally have a true supporter in my corner that's pushing me. This is extremely difficult when you're a small business. You're doing everything your own. You're financing everything on your own. You can't really scale the way you want because you have to wear so many hats, And then as a designer, and just in the creative field, period, our business models are different. We can't really just go and get loans like everyone else because we're riskier,
Right.
So you just got to know that you started this for a reason. You stick with it. I didn't get a dream just because I had a dream. I got a dream for a reason.
Right.
So as long as I have breath and as long as I have that support, I'm just going to keep trying, keep going. And it'll get here when it get here,
Yeah. And you're right. Vicki's daughter is a fashion designer as well, in the music and doing all of those things too, and just finding that space and finding that community of others to support.
Yes.
Because I can imagine there are moments and days when you create something that may not be what people have reached out after, or the sales may not be where you want them to be.
Right.
But knowing why you're doing what you're doing.
Precisely. And that's why I say with the purpose behind it, it makes this perseverance easier. It makes me sticking with it when sales fluctuate, or, when I'm like, okay, babe, I might not be able to get the electricity today.
Right.
This month, you might have to get it this month, you know? But like I say, it's the purpose behind it, and I know that I'm doing something purposeful, so it makes it easier.
You mentioned a little bit about heritage and cultural. So you talk about the fashion as a cultural language kind of piece. What culture heritage are you drawing from, or do you see? How do you wove it into your pieces?
Well, I'm of African descent, of course. You know what I'm saying? we are children of the sun, and so it all starts there. But I don't limit it to just our culture. It's so easy. When I first started designing, people are, oh, you're an urban designer. You didn't see one piece yet, but you placed me in that box of being an urban designer because of my ethnicity, because of my own culture. Now, when I say my inspiration comes from everyday people, no, I have friends that are Asian. And so some of my pieces, I try to bring some kimono effect in it or something, a samurai effect or something where you wasn't expecting that. You may not even know what it is, but that person who that's that culture, they can connect with it a little bit more.
Now, before you, because I was smiling because the other day I was going through it.
Yeah, my Korean, yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. And so the movies are different, but I was looking for pieces on the Asian original pieces. And I said, I want to get a couple of pieces in my closet that way because a lot of what we don't understand is the other cultures. We of the African descent have
Birthed.
Yes.
in other cultures so much. And we started out in a lot of cultures. People don't understand that we were also in China and Korea and Japan. We were in other places before.
Exactly.
So a lot of that we see may impact how we think about clothes.
Exactly. And sometimes it can be a conversation starter. Like, well, why did you put that there? And then it brings to our true history. We didn't start at slavery.
No, sure did not.
At all. And we were the true discoverers. We were all over the globe.
Yep. First people on the sea.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. So again, I take all of this into account when I'm in that zone.
I'm so mesmerized because it's when we've spoken about fashion with others before, it's about the clothes, it's about the cloth, it's almost superficial. I shouldn't say it's superficial, but it's top level. But sitting here having a conversation with you, I'm just drawing this deeper passion, purpose, why I was created to be on this earth.
Right.
This is why I'm here.
Right.
And in that, the pieces just, and then you look at the individual. I like how you said we had an Asian friend, but then you added another element. That goes back to you have this eye. That's not just, oh, that's nice material, let me put these together, I think that'll work. You also connect with individuals. So do you spend time with people? Like if somebody said, hey, I want a design, I'm going to a ball or whatever, and I'd like for you to design an outfit. How would you approach that piece?
So that was probably maybe about 10% of interactions that get that type of inspiration that you're saying.
Okay.
Way back in the day, I did a lot of custom designs and stuff like that. I actually strayed away from that type of custom simply because when someone is getting something new sometime and it's not what their field, you think you know what you want, and then when you see it, you love it. Oh, can you do this too? Oh, can you add this?
Oh.
Can you do that? And it became really stressful. It took the fun out of it, you know? So now I like to have conversations, just regular conversations. I like to learn about you. We might be at a restaurant and I might be, ear hustling and over here with the next people up here talking about. I try to use as many experiences that I come into contact with to be inspiration, because I can't really say it's about individuals if I'm not basing it on all kind of individuals, not just those wanting to buy something.
It sounds kind of to me like you see people.
Yeah.
You're really looking into the person and who they are. It's like a discerning kind of eye.
Right.
It's not just about what you see outwardly, it's what you see inwardly that you bring out into.
Because again, that confidence, that inner success, you know, and when you dress for that inner success, that inner is going to come out. It's going to be seen before your outfit is actually seen.
Yes.
People see that confidence on you.
Yeah.
You know, if you're wearing a banging dress and you're kind of like this, you're probably not going to get many compliments on that dress. You know, well, but yeah, it's all about connecting with that inner person.
You know, when I was looking at the outfits, they were speaking, and each one of them had this other had a voice to it. Do you find yourself doing the same thing when you're looking at your piece or designing? Like, there's this voice that comes out and it's saying.
Sometimes yes, and sometimes I pick up on it when somebody else points it out. Like I'm not in my own head as a fashion designer. Yeah, I know this is my art, but I'm making it for others. So I always get input. You know, sometimes people are like, well, you're the designer, you can do what you want. That's not the point. What do you see? What does it say to you? You know, and therefore it keeps me kind of grounded in what I'm trying to go with it. You know?
Does that sound like one of the lines in your movie?
It's in the movie.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, the echo chamber.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
It's art. It's
Yeah.
we are the art. We are the creation.
Yeah.
And then whatever we put on amplifies that and shows that to the world. But we are.
Yes.
We are the
It's a
art.
full circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm having a full circle moment.
He brings us together.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, all the time.
All
It's
the time.
crazy.
Yeah, man, it's not. We didn't even plan it like this. Like, so good. I want to talk about your shirt.
Okay.
Talk about what?
His shirt. He designed that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I need to see. Look,
I like that.
see,
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
And the what do we go, pleats?
Yeah, please.
I'm looking at the
collar.
Yeah.
the applique on top. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wait, is that a collar inside the collar?
Oh, this is just a different shirt. Yeah, I wanted to pop out the green a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm seeing the green. It's coming out.
And
Wow.
it's part of, that goes back to when I was younger. I used to layer all the time because I didn't want to appear so small. So sometimes, although I'm not in that vein anymore, I still layer. But now it's like I'm layering to bring out an
Enhance.
accent to something else that you probably wouldn't have noticed the green
Yes.
until you saw this.
I didn't,
And now-
yes. And it just, and it's funny, you know, because sometimes people say these colors don't work together. But this to this to this. Kleva says, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me. And I just love that look.
Thank you.
I want to bring the models out one more time just for us to see close up if we can the
You want to
outfits.
do it like as a cascade or just one by one?
Yes. A cascade if we could.
Cascade.
Oh, I'm learning new terms. We're doing a cascade. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Where is it coming?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And as I said, these are 4 different women, 4 different looks, but it can be in the same closet, depending on how you want to feel on a Monday or on a Thursday or on the evening where you're going out, you know.
Yes.
All gorgeous. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, eeny, meeny. Where do I need to go?
When it comes to if anyone is ever interested in the piece, I did say they're one of ones, but we offer something on my website called Made to Order, where you can get it customized in your size. You'll have and some pieces you may be able to alternate the fabrics. I give you different choices that we can make it out of, so that it's not that exact piece, but it's one made off that replica.
That's the
for you.
inspiration for
Exactly.
the piece.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Vicki, what you think?
About it.
Yeah, like
They're all beautiful.
Thank you.
And all gorgeous, yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
And
ladies.
reminiscent of what you do see it, what I used to see at the Ebony Fashion Show, because nothing was the same.
Right.
And it was all, and none of the models looked the same.
Right.
And they weren't.
Different body types.
What was the
'Cause
lady's name? I could always bring up, because when we talk about eating disorders, what was that woman's name? It'll come to me later, but she was one of the first fashion models. She was the first fashion model that brought out that you have to be this small. And it impacted a lot of people, because a lot of people ended up with eating disorders trying to get there.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I could see these in the Ebony Fashion Show. I remember they came to Austin about 15 years ago.
The
last time they came, I brought my Juneteenth girls, and it was just amazing to see these beautiful ebony
Yes.
women in all shapes, sizes, but beautiful attire. They just walked that stage like queens.
Yes. That's because
Queens.
Because they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yes, yes. Thank you, ladies, so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. They're beautiful. We get ready to close up out of here, but before we get up out, I wanted to do, if you weren't a fashion designer, Kleva, what would you be doing?
Well, if my mom would have let me get a physical when I was in school, I would have been on the football team.
Oh, my goodness.
Really?
Really,
Playing football.
I would have been playing football.
What position? Would you-
Safety.
Shut up.
Do you really?
You fast. You must be fast.
I was back then.
Back then.
I might be a little fast now, somebody chasing me. But
I probably have to lay there and say, "Oh, I'm done, y'all," because I'm not gonna run.
I ain't running.
but honestly, I was actually yesterday. I got inducted to the 100 Black Men of Austin, and as we were leaving, thank you. As we were leaving, I caught myself running to the car. And I started laughing because I thought about the color purple. At the end, when Celie was running, I swear that's how I felt like I was running. I wasn't going nowhere. I was like, I could just walk.
Oh, wow, that's funny. That's funny. I want to go back to one thing you spoke about earlier before we get up out of here. The Survivor Ball.
Yes.
And what you're looking to do. And Vicki, you kind of touched on it earlier too, with in our culture where we're not just monolithic with this, we have five senses.
Yes.
And in our culture, music and dance and fashion and imagery
Yes.
is really important. So Vicki, talk a little bit about bringing those two things together, and Kleva, how you foresee this being impacted to that event. Okay. You want to talk a little about the mental side of?
It shows up like if I have somebody that comes in, a client that walks in, and I see their demeanor and how their dress shift, how they usually dress shift, then I know something's, that I need to speak to something. And I'm pretty straightforward, and I'll ask, okay, tell me what's going on, because you're not showing up the same. Something's off. Even if it's somebody that, like myself, for instance, when I was younger and I was heavier, and I knew that in myself there was something that was off, that needed to be addressed. And so when you begin to watch how people carry themselves, and it's not so much that you have to have on the perfect piece, but we do tend to go as a culture on how we feel in all things. How I eat, how I dress, how I show up in the community is based on emotion.
Yes.
And so you see that. We actually can see it. And so that's what intrigued me about what you said, and how you purposefully do what you do, because it's not just about the clothing, it's about the person.
Yes. Yes.
And we see that, and that's a healing journey.
Yes.
It is a journey. It's not just I'm stuck here, and it's not one of those monolithic pieces. It's not like I'm because I don't in the suits. the traditional suit or whatever. It's what am I showing up as, and who am I showing up as? Am I showing up fully as myself?
Right.
And that's a big part of it is what we wear.
Yeah.
Yes. And with the Survivor's Ball, when we talk about, you just said, you need to get something out. So many of us struggle in silence. Our survivor issue, our survivor cause, a lot of times people don't know. We wear masks all the time.
Every day.
And we can't heal sometimes because we can't get it out. And so with the Survivor's Ball, I wanted to provide a platform for all participants to get it out, but get it out through their gift, you know? And so it's split up into 3 different acts. Our first act is called Voices That Heal, and those will be testimony speakers. Think of a church. You walk up and you want to give your testimony. However, we're asking people, we're not trying to relive pain, you know? We want to feel your journey, you know, and your healing, you know. We transition into Act 2, which is the rhythm of resilience. That's when we have the spoken word and the singers to do the same thing, but with their original pieces. You know, we do have one young lady, she's gonna do like a cover of someone else's song, but most people, they're doing their own piece because it's their story, you know? And then again, with the models and the designers, we have Survivor cause colors that represents a different issue. So for example, domestic violence and child abuse, purple, grief and personal loss, black. Let's see, we have autism and neurodivergent, which we could be using as gold. So the designers, whatever survivor cause they want to represent, they're going to have elements of that color throughout each piece. And so the testimony speakers, whatever cause that they are representing, their dress attire is going to have that in it. We want the entire experience for the audience to feel impactful in whatever way you're going to receive it.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely outstanding.
I love that.
Thank you.
Wow.
And lastly, it's not about perfection. You know, it's about presence. And so that's why it's open to everyone. I've been reaching out to so many different people on these different platforms. Say, hey, I want you to model. I'm not a model. Yes, you are.
Yes.
You walk out your house every day with something on.
Yes.
You're modeling one way or another.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's open to everyday individuals. You don't have to have all this modeling experience. You know, we'll help you. Yeah.
Love that.
It is beautiful.
Wow, Cleva, thank you so much for sharing your vision, your heart, and your artistry with us tonight. You've shown us all that fashion is so much more than what we wear. It's a declaration of who we are and whose we are.
Yes.
So, Vicki, you know, you always bring your wisdom and your voice to the conversation and to our models. Tonight, you guys didn't just wear the clothing, guys. You wore stories, and we felt every single one of those.
Yeah.
And to those of you all that are watching, remember that you are not defined by what has happened to you. You are defined by what you choose to create from it. Whether it's fashion art, words, or simply showing up as your authentic self. You're designing your reality every day. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And the world is waiting to hear you. I'm Lady Madelyn Patterson with my beautiful co-host here. Faith-led, purpose-driven, voice-empowered. This has been GoneMad Presents. Can you hear me now? Until next time, peace out.
Sitting all alone, looking out the window, where the walls come tumbling down. That's where I'm happy with me, reflecting on who I